Hello, welcome to another episode of Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. And today we'll be talking about that Dwight McNeil. And I think he's been a hot topic over the last couple of days. So why not share our opinion on the player? I think a lot of the fans, a lot of the viewers, they want to hear more. They want to know what the deal is. I think it's only fair that we just share our 2 cents on Dwight McNeil and whether or not he improves the Reggae Boyz teams. Now, we've seen a number of top quality English players linked with the national team, and I must say, linked with Jamaica's team in particular. Top quality internationals, whether they're playing for West Ham United or the likes of Aston Villa. Yet when they get to the national team, we don't see that same format. We don't see that same player. Dwight McNeil, I think he's played for a couple clubs. I'd like to say those clubs have been struggling clubs, the likes of Burnley, where he basically established himself, and then now he's with Everton, again a struggling team, and and they're struggling on all fronts because they've received some unfavorable decisions from the English FA, and they're also struggling in the league now. They were docked, I think, 10 points initially, and what happened was they clawed their way back, and just recently we heard that they would be docked 2 points again. So Dwight McNeil, he is a quality player. If we're talking solely on his abilities, what he's capable of doing, I think the Jamaican team has never been short of that. It's about what they do when they're with the national team. And we've seen Mikel Antonio red hot form for West Ham, yet when he's playing with the Reggae Boyz, at times he looks as if he's struggling. Although we know the Reggae Boyz, they don't really take games by the scruff of their neck. At least when Mikel Antonio initially came into the fore, that was the case. That wasn't the case, I should say. All right, so Dwight McNeil, one of the popular Reggae Boyz or Jamaican pages that captures Jamaican footballers around the world, they actually commented under Dwight McNeil's picture. Demari Gray responded with a couple of Jamaican flags as well, and then the Jamaican fans or the Reggae Boyz fans went in a frenzy. So we're wondering what was happening here. Is there really something to see here? I personally don't think there is anything to see. If Dwight McNeil is being scouted by the Jamaican Football Federation, I think, again, the Jamaican Football Federation or the Jamaican national team is at a space now where it is attracting players. So it's easier to get players to play for the national team now than it has ever been. We saw what they did at the Nations League a couple of weeks ago. And now with the likelihood of Jamaica playing in the World Cup higher than at any other point in recent years, actually, I think a lot of these players are looking to play international football and looking to play at the World Cup. They will grab the opportunity with both hands. Now, as for Dwight McNeil, I think with his situation is a little bit different. I don't know how I feel about it, and I'll throw it out to the viewers and subscribers to hear what their thoughts are as soon as this video is completed. I think initially news broke out in 2022, I want to say, 2022 or 2021, that he was eligible to play for Jamaica by his father's side. I don't know if that news had gotten to the desk of the recruiters or the powers that be, but I think since then to now there have been significant changes in the national program, and again, as I said, we're getting to the space now where we would attract the best and the best of talent that qualifies to represent Jamaica. Now, over the last couple of weeks, it's been Reese Nelson, it's been Max Aarons, it's been Gibbs White, it's been Mason Greenwood. All these names have been circulating. At one point, I think I saw a video saying Reese Nelson to replace Leon Bailey and all of that. So people are going to extreme extents to make points about who should come into the national setup and who should be, especially now that Leon Bailey has said that he'll be taking a break from international football. So now it's basically nitpicking who should come in to replace Leon Bailey. I think going back to to Dwight McNeil, he had close to 200 appearances with Burnley. I think scored a handful of goals, so he's not the most prolific goal scorer. But again, we have to bear in mind that Burnley has always been a struggling team. Burnley, especially since his time with Burnley, it's never been a case where Burnley were challenging from mid-table. It's always been that they're under the caution. They're fighting to be somewhere in to avoid relegation, I should say. So that was the case with Burnley. Maybe that's why we didn't really see the best of him, because we know some players they don't do great with certain type of teams, and I think Everton similar to Burnley as it relates to where they're at, similar to Burnley as it relates to their current predicament. And McNeil again, not really setting the place on fire. The Maury Gray connection. The Maury Gray was at Everton between 2021 and 2023. I think Everton signed Dwight McNeil in 2022. So they spent a short time together at Everton. So I think Demarai Gray, people saying Demarai Gray is scouting him. It could very well be possible. But as I said, I'm not so sure if he improves or if he takes the Jamaican national team to the next level. The same hype that we saw with the likes of Ravel Morrison, where people wanted Ravel Morrison to be in the team at all costs, and Ravel Morrison should be starting for the national team and all of that. And I still haven't seen Ravel Morrison's best with Jamaican national team. So I think a lot of the players who we see with their respective clubs, and sometimes they look great, sometimes they don't look so great, and we want to see them in the national setup. Personally, I don't think we should be scouting for players just because they qualify for the national team. I think we should be listening to what the coach, and this is to the technical team and to those doing the recruiting and those scouting the players to come in. I think we should be listening to the coach, finding out what the coach needs and the areas that he wants us to recruit players. And then based on those instructions, then we bring in players. I don't think it should be a case where we go out there and get all the players that qualify to play for Jamaica and just have all of them in one place, even though they don't fit into the coach's plans. That doesn't make any sense in my opinion. And Dwight McNeil, the type of player he is, maybe he'll do well. He's played under multiple systems, so maybe he'll be able to adjust. Maybe he'll be able to contribute to the national team. But right now, I can't see him I can't see him taking Jamaica to the next level. I can't see him being that X factor for the national team. But again, some will say they didn't see Demarai Gray as a person taking the national team to the next level. And look at Demarai Gray. Some may say they expected Leon Bailey to be the person to take Jamaica to the next level. And look at Leon Bailey as well. So as I said, this is my opinion and I'm sharing it with you guys. I'm curious to hear what you guys think as well. Do you think Dwight McNeil, the Everton winger, will be that X factor for the national team? Do you think it's worth going leaps and bounds to get him into the current national setup? Remember, World Cup qualifiers coming up just over a month from now, or just over 2 months from now. We have the Copa America coming up in the summer as well. Maybe we could use those opportunities as a chance to see how well they fit in with the national team. Remember, Dwight McNeil yet to be capped at the senior level for England. He's played at the junior level, under 21 and under 18. So he's represented England at the youth level. However, he's yet to receive a senior cap. So he's still eligible to play for the Jamaica senior national team. And I think that's one of the main reasons why we're seeing so many news everywhere we look on Dwight McNeil possibly choosing to represent Jamaica. So Dwight McNeil is just another name to the list. As I said before, we've seen the likes of Reece Nelson, we've seen Rico Henry, we've seen Morgan Gibbs White, we've seen Mason Greenwood. So all these names, but on the list, if we were to choose one from that list of names, I think McNeil would probably be at the bottom or at the base of that list. But again, as I said, these are my opinions. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. Do you think Dwight McNeil will improve the current Reggae Boyz team? Do you think he's a good enough replacement on that right wing for Leon Bailey? Let's hear what your thoughts are in the comment section. And remember, smash the like button, subscribe to Halftime TV if you haven't yet done so. Until next time, peace out, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.